Hello, everyone. Welcome to Love and Life. Uh, we're going to be sharing something very amazing with us today, and that is on the topic forbidden knowledge. I want to believe you're inviting friends to be a part of what we are doing today. Invite John, invite Uche, let them be a part of what we are doing. Okay, if you're ready, I am, and let's start. Thank you very much for sticking around. My name is Demi Christopher, and today I will be sharing some very important topic with you about forbidden knowledge. And you might begin to ask that why the topic forbidden knowledge? The reason for the topic is just very simple, and that is because life consists of so many things that a lot of people do not know about. And what better platform are we going to be able to share that if not on Love and Life? And that's why I've decided to share this message with many of us today. So if you're here, I want to congratulate you for coming, because this message is going to transform you and is going to lead you to greater dimensions of your own existence. And there is no better way to tell you that I congratulate you for the great life that you desire to live. I'm just trying to invite few of my friends. So if you have friends to also invite, let them be a part of what we're sharing today. Is the forbidden knowledge? Forbidden knowledge about what? This is forbidden knowledge about your marriage, forbidden knowledge about the career, your choice of career, forbidden knowledge about the earth itself. What are the things that are hidden about the earth that a lot of people do not know about? These are some of the things I'll be sharing with you today. Forbidden knowledge is what I'll be sharing with you. And if you give me a few seconds, okay, I would be back just after this. So use that opportunity to invite all your friends to be a part of what we are doing. Tell someone to tell someone to tell another person, all of them to be a part of what we're doing. Okay. Okay, I just finished putting that where it should be, and I think we should be able to start now, if you permit me. So today I'll be sharing with you about forbidden knowledge. Thank you very much. My name remains Demi Christopher, the spiritual teacher at Love and Life, and I want to believe that this message will be a blessing to you today. And today I would like to open the scriptures for you from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. That's from where I will be sharing with you what I plan to share with you today. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'll read to you verse 11. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. It is from that thought that I would share with you. Right. Ecclesiastes 3:11. I'll just read that out for you. It says, He had made everything beautiful in His time. He had made everything beautiful in His time. Also, He had set the world in our hearts, so that no man can find out the work that God made from the beginning to the end. I'll say that again. It says He had made everything beautiful in His time. Also, He had set the world in our heart. So the word is actually set in your heart right now while you're listening to me. You know why the word is set in your heart? Because we are eternal beings. We are beyond what we see physically. We are actually spiritual people. So He said He has set the world in our hearts, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. Good. So that's what He says. He says He set eternity in our hearts, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. What does that tell you? It tells you that God's work on the earth is deeper than you may think. That's what it tells you. It tells you that God's work in the world is deeper than you may think, because it says, so that no man can find out the work of God. So if you are on earth today and you say that you have found out the work of God, you know everything about how the earth functions. Ecclesiastes 3:11 humbles you. And what He says is that He had made everything beautiful in His time, that this is the one that decides when things get beautiful. He said also He set the world in our heart, which means eternity. Endless possibilities. He said endless possibilities, endless imaginations. So no matter the things that you imagine in your heart today, it is God that actually put it there. And the ones that is not yet there, that man have not created, in science, in medicine, in philosophy, in arts, the structure or the picture that no artist, not even Michelangelo, or the best in the world today has created. It means that, He also reminds me of the scripture that talks about eyes have not seen, ears are not out, the things that God has in stock to them who love Him. So it just means that the world that we live in is deeper than we think. That's just the summary. And that's why I'm coming up with the topic to you today about forbidden knowledge, because forbidden knowledge doesn't mean that you want to hear something that is forbidden. It's a way to catch your attention, to know that there are certain knowledge that you might not know those knowledge, but those knowledge actually exist. So to you, they are forbidden. But for those who know those knowledge, they're actually taking advantage of their world today. So He says that no man can find out the work that God maketh from beginning to the end. So you know everything about the sky, how the rain forms. Oh, science will tell you a lot of things about it. But where does water come from? So science can say water is hydrogen and oxygen. But that hydrogen itself, how was it created? How did it come into being? To the point that it can cause a reaction in the laboratory, and it causes a spark and then the droplets of water. So with the air that even make that possible, how was it created? So it tells us that no matter what you know about the universe, there are still certain things about God, about creation that you might not know. I would also like to share with you Romans. On this platform, I always love to share scripture with you because I'm a Christian teacher and this is where my foundation is. So before sharing such messages with you, so the Bible contains the book of truth, it contains the book of righteousness, and within the Bible are different truths. And if this platform is a platform of truth, it's only wisdom for me to use the quotings in the Bible to express my thoughts to you. Look at Romans 11:33, which is the last scripture I'm opening today to share that with you. It says, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. Did you see that God has depth of knowledge? How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways are past finding out. This is Romans 11:33. It says God's ways are past finding out. So what that tells you is this. It means that no matter what you know in the universe, it is just a fraction of what there is, of what exists. No matter what you know from the observable universe, the works of God are past finding out. Did you see it? Finding out means research. Another word for research means finding out, to find out something. It means that God's word surpasses the end of even what you may discover in that research. So it is from that endless knowledge that I decided today to share certain knowledge with you about life that might even do you well, maybe in your health, maybe in your marriage, maybe in your career, maybe in your business, maybe amongst your relationship with people. So all you know about marriage is not all there is. That's what he's telling you. He said God's works are unsearchable. He says it's past finding out. So maybe I can share something about your dreams, your aspiration. Maybe there's something that if you can know extra, that knowledge might be not in the public place that people know about. Maybe it's forbidden, hidden. Another word for forbidden could be hidden. Something that is not meant for the masses. Maybe if I expose some of those truths to you, who knows what it can do in your life. And that is the reason why I'm sharing with you the topic forbidden knowledge. And this topic is going to be a series. It's going to be a series. I will not be ending it today. Based on your feedbacks in our inboxes, in the comment section, I will also create more. I will expound more on the topic forbidden knowledge. I want you all to know today that the life that you and I are living today, that is not all there is about the life. The laws of physics that you know, the laws of science, of chemistry, the laws of alchemy that the world is living by today is only limited of all the truth there is in the universe. For example, science has not been able to find out till today where other human beings or life organisms exist outside the planet Earth. They've gone around different Milky Ways with their powerful telescopes, Hubble telescope and all manner of telescope checking. But till today, they cannot come up with the fact that life actually exists, whether in non-biological life. Thank you for commenting in the section. Keep commenting, keep passing your comment. I'll read it out towards the end of this broadcast. So they've not been able. Does it mean that what exists in the universe is only what we see? No, there's a lot existing, but God's work most of the times are beyond searching. Even when they find out, it will only be a degree of what. For example, if the people who died in the world in 1200, 1300, do you think if they wake up today, they will believe what they will see? That human beings can drive in cars, that we can go from one country to another country under a day in a few hours, that maybe they died in the days of horses and donkeys. Maybe they died when men are killed by ordinary malaria or maybe even cold. They did not have maybe an antidote or the medication for it. But if they wake up today and see how beautiful the world is, how houses are built, maybe then they used to live in huts and all these things, and they wake up, they will never believe it. Some of them will want to go back into the ground because they might not even fit into the dynamics, the movement and the way the world works. They might not be able to sync with it. They might think the world is too fast for them. And this is what tells you that what you know today in the next 1,000 years might be archaic for the man that is coming. In the next 3,000 years might be inconceivable to the man that is coming, because the works of God are past finding out, maybe in your generation. So one of the first things I want to share with you today about forbidden knowledge is that the earth is not just a physical place. You've been told that the earth is a physical realm. Oh, we have a physical body. We live in the physical realm. And when we die, we enter into the spiritual realm. in the law of what I'm sharing with you today. You heard that all your life, maybe from your religion. It doesn't matter the religion you belong to. Maybe you heard it from your parents. Maybe you heard it from a teacher that you respect so much. Maybe a philosopher. Oh, the earth is a physical realm. And then you begin to live the world like a physical realm. So you wait for things. And what happens in the physical realm? Physical realm means things that are solid. A place where outcomes can be determined. And then you live your life like, oh yes, the earth is a physical realm. So you're just doing things in the physical. And then here am I to tell you today that why you call the earth a physical realm is because of your limitation of how the brain works. The earth that you and I are living today, and I'll prove that to you through the message as much as I can, which I said is not going to end today, that the earth is not a physical realm. What is happening to you while you are calling the earth a physical realm is your perception of the earth. The Master Jesus, who happens to be the consummate man, a model man for everybody to follow. No great man ever lived before him and after him. And why do I say that? Nobody in history ever lived like he lived and had massive followership and massive conviction the way he did. But look at how he lived his life while he was on earth. He was a God man while he was here. He was a spiritual, physical man. He proved to man that you guys can live on earth like a physical person, but the earth is beyond just a physical realm. How? When he wanted to meet his disciples while they had gone a bit further than him on the water, what did he do? In the physical realm, people would turn back and be like, oh, they've gone past on the water. I cannot meet them. What did he do? He began to walk on the water. He proved to the people of his days that though you guys think that this place is a physical realm that is bound by time, by distance, one of the laws of the physical realm is that in this place you cannot get to places except you get a vehicle or you run towards something or you use the conventional method. Jesus Christ proved it, that you could meet with people in a distance without using the same mode of transportation that they went. And he walked and met them at the middle of the ocean. And you know what happens in the middle of the ocean? That's where the wind is always the strongest. So that means it was not just at the shore. Because at that time, when he met with the apostles, the Peter and James and John and co, the scripture talked about the boat was already almost capsized. The boats don't capsize by the bank of the river. It capsizes when it's getting to the middle, where the tides are really strong. He proved it by walking there, teaching you and I that if you know what Christ knows, in the storms of your own life, in places where people only operate by physical law, you can suspend that physical law and function by the higher law, because the earth is not just a physical place. So if I say the earth is not a physical place, then what it is? The earth is a spiritual realm. Let that sink into your spirit while I share this with you. I said the earth is not just a physical place. The earth is a spiritual realm. Do you know why you perceive the earth as a physical place? Because there are neurons and the workings of our brain put there by the creator of humans. I'm using my word very carefully. I didn't just say put there by God, because on the deeper knowledge, I'm sharing with you forbidden knowledge. Forbidden knowledge means that an hidden knowledge that is not open to man. In the true reality of things, man that you think was created by the Most High God, that is not how man came to be. If you follow biology, we're not going even deep spiritually, you would have heard that evolution happened on this earth from time to time. That there were humans on earth that did not look like we humans of today. They call them Homo habilis. They were bending. So what happened to those men? What happened to them? It might be a topic for another day. There are also men who were called Homo erectors, who were a bit knowledgeable than those Homo habilis, the earliest one. What happened to them? What happened to Neanderthals? These are species of men. And then how did Homo sapien come to be? So that tells you that there is deeper knowledge. And these men that I mentioned, they phased out. There was a reason why we, the current man, did not meet them. You know, the shape of their head was different. If you follow just evolution, you will know much about these things. The shape of their heads were different. Their heads were different. Some had a big skull to the back till he became the man of today. And I'm telling you today, for those who are children of knowledge, who want to know more about what ordinary people do not, or what normal people don't know, that the man of the future is not going to look like we today. I'm telling you this. You always hear this on this platform. I'm sharing this with you because we have decided to go deeper in the knowledge of God, to see much more deeper than what we might have shared, some of you might be relating with. That humans of the future are not going to be like the man of today, because knowledge will always increase. You remember he said in the scripture, he said, and during the end, he said, knowledge shall increase. So why Christ functioned that way, even when the bread was limited with 2 loaves and few fishes and 5 loaves and 2 fishes, what happened? He multiplied it. proving that. So the normal man will be like, let's go fetch more bread, or let's go bake more bread. But he understanding that you can apply spiritual laws in this plane, he knew that fact, and he applied it, and people were shocked. And that's why I call him the greatest man, because he came to show you and I the way, how we should be thinking, how we should reason about the universe that you and I live in. So even though everybody thinks it's a physical place, therefore it is bound by physical laws, I'm telling you, under the first point, under the law forbidding knowledge today, that the earth is not just a physical place, it's a spiritual place. So our brain is what interprets things to us, keeping us in dimensions, and gives us a sense of touch, feeling, realization, and visibility. Visibility is a life outside reality in itself, and that's not all. So what that means is that, you see, if you never had a brain, and yet your spirit was here functioning, you would never have had the sense of feeling, of touch. Do you know that there are certain people who had brain damage today, that you will pinch them, you will do something, they will not feel anything. There are certain people that their hearing stopped working. You will speak to them, they cannot hear you. So you think that, so everything you felt on earth was interpreted by your brain, because there are certain sensory organs in your skin that transfers those information to your brain, that now cause this thing is a bitter taste if it's on your tongue. This thing is hot. This thing is cold. But do you know that in itself, nothing is cold or hot? If you never had the brain, you will not be able to interpret all our interpretations in life, that this is solid. And that is why some of us, you remember that when you are dreaming, it will look sometimes that dream is real. You will even feel people in dreams. You will sit on a seat and it will be like you are actually on a seat. But what happens when you wake up? You say, oh my God, it was just a dream. What does that teach you? Even though you felt the people you saw there, some of you will even drive, some of you will even shake, some of you will touch things, did not make those things real or physical. They were not physical. But in that dream, they look real. You were even walking on the ground, even though that ground is not real. It's not in the physical realm. So you can be in this realm, be thinking it's a physical realm, because your brain is teaching you that, oh, if anybody stands on the ground and the ground owes them, that's gravity, there's a physical realm. You also used to stand in your dream, and yet that place was not a physical realm. You also used to move in your dream, yet that place was not a physical realm. You also used to see with your eyes in your vision and dreams, yet that place was not the physical realm. And the Bible told us that in the middle of the night, when deep sleep fell upon men, that's why the enemy came. We have known people who hurt people when they were sleeping. So the earth, you say the earth is physical because that's what you have been told all your life. I'm telling you that if you keep seeing the earth as physical, you will keep applying physical laws on the earth. And those who go to seek knowledge, to understand that this earth is beyond physical, itself is a spiritual realm, and we are just interpreting it as physical because of how our brain interprets things to us, you will always be a victim in life. It's my prayer that you will not be a victim in life. It's my prayer that you will know that this earth functions by spiritual laws, not physical. It's not physical at all. The people you see there are not physical. Your brain interprets them to you like they're on the outside. I've always told you that everybody you see on earth is a reflection of you. If you are loving in your heart, you will notice that you would attract loving people. If you are very wicked, that's why it says there's an adage on this plane of life, earth, that says, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are, which means your surrounding is a reflection of your personality. The people in your surrounding is a reflection of who you are. So if you don't know that law, you can keep complaining, why do I keep getting negative people? Why is these things happening? Check yourself, what is inside you. As a man thinketh, that is what is inside a man, so he is around him. So if you keep living on the earth, that is a physical place, things happen to us by chance, things just happen, after all, people just die. When we grow, then you will not apply spiritual laws because you will not know that this earth is a spiritual place. Don't be deceived by what you see. That's why the old scripture was more of about renewal of your mind. Thinking heavenly, thinking God's thoughts while you are here in the physical realm. Because as long as your brain, your thinking is bound, earth bound, you will get earthly results. You will always be at the mercy of circumstance. But when you superimpose spiritual laws, knowing that this earth is a spiritual plane, and you can superimpose, that is, you don't interpret things by how they appear. You go into depth of the things behind what is coming to you. Then you'll be able to outgrow and get the result that ordinary people don't get. So the earth, the first thing I want to share with you on the topic forbidden knowledge is that the earth is not a physical plane. It's a spiritual plane and it functions by spiritual laws. And one of the laws on this earth are so many that I can't start sharing them with you today. But if you've listened to me by the ear of the Spirit, you must have heard one or two laws that I've shared with you. Laws of you will only get what you give out. Laws of whatever you sow, that's what you reap. Laws of whatever you want to receive, become that thing yourself. Things don't happen. So you might think you're touching this. Therefore, because you touch it is the physical realm. Because anything, for something to be physical, it must have a touch. It must have a feeling. No, you also used to feel in your dream, and yet that was not the physical place. So understand that your brain, if you were here without your brain and your brain was not interpreting, that's when you will know that it's a full spiritual realm. Because now you will open your eyes, the eyes of your spirit, and you will not see trees. So all these objects you call trees, stones, it is your brain telling you by the interpretation. Imagine if your brain never told you, maybe you would have seen that tree as a life source, as another energy from the realm of the spirit. Because the brain will interpret it when light bounces on that object. The brain will interpret it to your iris and say, "Oh, this is a tree. This is water." That is brain interpretation. So imagine if the brain is not there and you saw that same object. Who knows? It might look like spirit to you. You will now see it as it truly is. So imagine if our brain was removed and we begin to move around on this plane. You will see things for who they really are. You will see human beings too for who they really are. Because now you see human beings with 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head. Then you say, human beings always are. Who told you that human beings are objects with 2 heads? Who told you that? The day you see human beings in their real essence, you will know that you are seeing light. Human beings are light, and we are all gradations of light. Good humans exude white light, like a bright light, aura. Negative people exude dark aura. I'm telling you the truth as it is. I'm sharing with you forbidden knowledge. I'm not sharing with you on the regular Bible study, or I'm sharing with you philosophies of life. I'm sharing with you spiritual truths. Human beings are not the solid. How do I know they are not solid? Because when they die, the solid always falls down. So where is the man? Where is that mathematician? Where was that brilliant man? Where was that artist? Where is he? Where is the mister? And you know, when you call people, they say, "What's your name?" They say, "My name is." That means the person recognizes that it's not the body. So for someone to say, "My name is," and it's not saying me, look at me. He's saying my name. That is my label is. So there must be something inside that body calling itself my. Because if you say, "Who are you?" and someone says, "This is me," that means the body is the man. For a body to be in front of you and be telling you, "My name is," are you calling me? So who is that me talking in that body? That must not be the flesh that you see. It must be something inside that case. So human being is not what you see. Oh, it is the brain telling you that this is who human being. That is why whatever you do to people, you might escape them physically, but in the next few months, next few years, that man you thought you escaped, you will meet him in another man. So God said, "How will you love me?" He said, "Love your fellow man." This is how the evil tell them in a place. He said, "But he said, when I was in the prison, you didn't visit me when I was naked." They said, "When did we ever see you naked?" He said, "Because you didn't do it to your fellow man." So those your fellow men, they are the God that you don't see. God in quotes that you don't see. Which means they were your divine essence. They were the ladders that would have promoted you to get the favor of God. But you were waiting to see the physical God to go and visit him. But he said those men, that is God. That is so to give to God, you don't have to travel to heaven. So give to your fellow man you've given to God. That's what he's telling you. And then the blessing comes back to you. And of course, you know what I mean, give to someone. I don't mean money, attention, time, creativity, your presence, your love. Give it. What will happen? And it shall come back to you in return. I think I'll be stopping on the second forbidden knowledge, or I'll try and move to the third one. I have about 5 forbidden knowledge to share with you today. Yeah, but I will not finish it. I'll share with you only 3. I've shared with you about the forbidden knowledge about earth, is that the earth is a lie that is a physical place, not a physical place. You are the one interpreting it as a physical place. The earth is a spiritual plane. Not just the earth, the universe that we are in is a spiritual plane. The reason why science will never see the end of this universe at the end is that it is not a physical realm. You know, it's in physical thing, there's always limits. So you can always tell that this is the boundary of something. But you know why they can never see the end of this observable universe? Because it only looks physical, but it's not. They will never see how it came to pass, how it came to be. They will never see when it's going to end, because it's not physical. Though you can be looking at Pluto, about Andromeda Galaxy, you can be looking at them as if they are far. That is your brain. You are looking at things with the eyes of the brain. But when you close your eyes and let the real eyes begin to see, you will see that the universe is inside you. And you are not one from the universe. And eternity is within you. You are not separate from what you're looking for. I won't go more than that. The second thing I would like to share with you about forbidden knowledge is that marriage is not for better for worse. Did you hear what I said? I said marriage is not for better for worse. Now you heard all these things in religion when they are joining people together. They tell you that, oh, the love of this marriage is going to last for as long as you people are together. Some people say till death do you pass and all that. Listen to me. I will share with you. I think I'm going to end on this marriage because I will try and go as deep as I can based on the short notes I've already put down here. But let me read out what I put down here and then I develop it. The second forbidden knowledge I'm sharing with you is that marriage is not for better for worse. So marriage, rather, listen to me. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Did you hear what I said? So you were told when you were joined in your Islam religion, Christian religion, whatever religion you're using to watch me today, you were told that marriage is for better for worse. So therefore, what that means is that once you are now together, you must die together. That it is the death and all that. It is a man's construct. It is not God's construct. How did we know? Observe. You know, Jesus always said, observe the lilies around you. They do not toil, but yet your heavenly Father feeds them and all that. So Jesus always tells us to look at our environment, to use it to teach ourselves wisdom. Look at all the animals and all the trees and all the things in the world. Which of the things that nature paired together did he use to pair them for life? See, this is why a lot of us are having fatigue today in marriage. Because you are running your marriage based on the pronouncement of the clergy or the imam or whoever pronounce that, oh, it's better for all. Therefore, you are not running it on what I'm about to share with you. So I say marriage is not for better for us. Rather, marriage is a contract between a man and a woman. And I'll explain what that contract means to you. So that is why for Africans today, many of you don't know that all the things you have thought and you imagine in marriage is God ordained. Marriage is better for us. It is from man that you heard those things. They are not totally true. Because how will you know? Look at the rate of divorce in our world today. Look at the rate of conflict today. Look at what a lot of people go through in their marriage today. Even though sometimes, depending on what the problem of the marriage is, some marital problems are not, they are not serious. There are certain problems that happen in marriage that sometimes they are like daily challenges. They are just like things that you can settle, just like your kids are having issues and you're settling it. But there are some times that your kids want to kill themselves, then you have to call the police. Are you getting me? So even though some marital issues are not serious things that could lead to, people partying, but the truth is that why your marriage should work and why you should be with that man and that woman, it's not because someone told you it's for better for worse. The reason is because you chose, because it's between you and that person. And I'll go deeper on that. So do you know that you as an African today, do you know there are many of you watching me today that you can never get married today if you are not wearing a white gown and a suit? Do you know you think that thing is the standard for God, that God is the one? Are you aware that the white female gown is the cultural cloth for a country called England? Are you aware that that cloth is a native cloth of the English people? So there are some of you today that even though you have done traditional marriage, you've done the, and what we call traditional marriage is our own official marriage. You don't court marriage. You don't still believe that you are married until you wear that white gown because you are living under controlled knowledge. You've not heard the forbidden knowledge about life. In the beginning of things, Africans, Asians, and Native Americans, not Americans, the native ones, did not used to wear white gown. It is colonization that made Africans accept the white gown and the suit as the standard for marriage. I'm just branching on that. That's not where I'm going. I want you to share this to your friends in your inboxes, in your WhatsApp. Let them all be a part of these things, because when you know these things, you'll be free. Then you really know what you're living for. You won't be living in fear. You will not be living also in mimic knowledge that is not real, that has no foundation. Because when your base of your knowledge does not have foundation, you will always there will be conflict. But when you know the secret of something, you will be using the secret part time and things will be working. So I said that for Africans, white gown is not from God. You must know it today, you black man hearing me. Your white gown, your marriage is complete. Even in the Bible, they never use white gown. It is the Europeans that brought it. And there's nothing bad in it, but be aware that it's not a standard. So if you have not even thought deep on that, how do you now think that most of the things you even know about the foundation of marriage itself was from God? You were living by the philosophies of men, not of God. So it says for Africans, white gown is not from God, but it's a culture elsewhere. And I've told you where the culture is from. Marriage is a choice, and all happening in it is a decision, not God's command. So ask yourself, how does a goat, how does a lion, how do they get their partner? They get it from their surrounding, from the fellow goat or bird that is around them. That's where they always. So, and that is why it is natural to fall in love with the people you see all the time. Look at the person you got married to today. Did you just travel to China and go and bring the person the way we go to China to bring goods? No. Most of our wives and husbands were picked from the association we were in years back. So that tells you that if you were not in that place, you might not have married the person. For example, some of you married someone in Nigeria. If you were in Germany as at the time you married, you might not have married that Nigerian lady. So your marriage is a factor of location, which is natural with what all other animals do. We humans always think that we are very special than the other creations of God, but the more you think yourself highly than other God's creation, the more you look around and see that you depend on them for food. Can you survive without animal food, without plant food? So what is your pride? Can you survive without the sun? The sun is so inanimate that it doesn't even have your kind of intelligence. It does not even walk from place to place. But if the sun stops shining today, you and I cannot survive. This earth, the ground that we are walking on, looks so inconsequential to us, but we are walking together. If the earth stop working with you and I, you will not have a place to live. We cannot even stand. We will just be going deep into the deep. You and I will be going to bottom. You will be going down like that because there will be nothing to sustain us. We are an integral part of nature. Nature is an integral part of us. We can't do without it. Most of the laws that bind nature is the same law that binds us. Look around you. How do animals pair themselves together? By the location, by the people they see. So there's nothing godly in it. You fell in love because you always saw the person all the time. Yes. If you were not there, you will be in another place, you meet another person that will also hold your heart so dearly to be like you can't do without the person. So let that unwind and detach your mind from certain things I'm about to share with you now. Now, once you've known that, so why are you now with the person? Let me tell you why you are with the person. Providence, time, destiny. So when you understand it, you will not be in that marriage because of fear. You will not be there because God said, oh, it's God that said it. God does not say anything. Abraham married Sarah. Sarah did not give birth. Sarah told Abraham to go and marry Hagar to give birth for her. Is that true love? In our world today, can women do that? They can't. They'll be like, no, it's my this thing. It's one man, one wife. It was introduced. The one man, one wife is a British culture. Many of you Africans know very well, if you want to be real to yourself, that all African men in the past, they had one than one wives. And they used those wives and the plenty kids for farming, for subsistence farming that sustained families at that time. Always the woman will be there to get the firewood while the male kids will be the one. In fact, before the male kids turn, I think 18 or 20, they have been apportioned their own farm and lands. And that's how it grew into the world today. Then there was invasions of culture from different places due to the dynamics of the earth, and then dynamics change, which is not bad. We pick as much good as we can from different places, but you must know what you are standing on, how things came to be. So we are with the person we are with based on divine providence and destiny. Because there are certain people that you are with today, that if you are not with them, you cannot live your purpose in life. So if you understand that is why I'm with this man, that's why I'm with this woman, then that will be what will be keeping you. Not because of the fear of God said, because God never said anything. You pick that person based on those things I mentioned: location, consistency in seeing the person all the time, and certain things you saw in the person. It might be beauty, it might be skill, it might be talent, it might be their family background, it might be something which the same thing will play. That same law, if you play it in another location, if you play it under a different, but you will see another person like that too. And that's why people who divorce today, they marry again. Some die, they'll beat another person. And to be like, oh, but you said that without me, you can't survive. It's a lie. That means it's not true. It's how you feel at that time, or how religious you have been. So the forbidden truth about marriage is that we are who we are today because we would not have met them if it was not in the writing of our life. That is the deep thing you need to know about that man you're with now, or the woman you're with, or the person that you are dating with, that you have been together for long, that is appearing is going to lead to marriage. You are not with them because it's for better, for worse. If you are with them because it's for better, for worse, you think you are doing them good. That's where you hear some ladies say, I was with you when you were suffering. Who told, if you are with you when you were suffering, if while you were suffering, was he not paying your rent? While he was suffering, was he not there for you too? Were you not having a consummation in marriage, sexual relations? Were you not enjoying it? So you were not there. You were not there because you were there because there was something you saw in that person. So focus your mind on that thing, the destiny, the providence. Because you will not have met people sometimes if it was not written that you will meet them. You are not there because it's for better or because it's for worse. You are not there because God commanded you to. And then you are now waiting on God that, God, what are you telling me now? Because challenges will definitely come. You are there by your choice. We decide to be with people because of certain things we see in them. We decide. And when you know that you decide, when challenges come, that decision is what keeps you going. Not something out of the blue. Something that, after all, a lot of divorces that happen today in churches, pastors was even there to join them. Are you saying the pastor did not know what he was doing? Because it's beyond it. Marriage is beyond pastor join us. It's beyond, it is for, no. It's a choice that I will love this person, whether this thing is there or not. Whether this attitude is there or not. That's the forbidden truth about marriage. It's a decision. It's a choice. There's nothing divine about it. Did you hear what I said? It's a choice. It's a decision. And because it's a decision, that means you are in control of that decision. You decide to turn it on or to turn it down. And I always tell people, if it's a case where there is no abuse, you might not have no reason to leave the person. If it's a case where the vision is still burning, like it's burning on that altar, you might not have the reason to change it. But if you feel that things are not working the way it should, there is abuse, there is beating, your life is at stake, don't let anything hold you down because you are in it by choice. So the forbidden knowledge, you've been told that God is the one that chooses people for people. You've been told that it is for better. You've been told that you must wear your white gown, that is the completion. I'm telling you that those things that you have thought about, those things you have done is not true. The reason, let's take a good look at Isaac. When Abraham was dying, what did he say? How did they say they should choose a wife for Isaac? He said, go to my people. He begged his eldest servant and his most loyal servant. He said, go to my people. Swear. He said, hold me by my tongue and swear that when you want to choose a wife, you go to my people, among my own people, and choose a wife. And how did they find the wife? When the lady, is it Rachel or Rebecca? I've forgotten the name now, went to the well. He said that the first person that goes to the well to give water, that's description. There's nothing divine in that. A description. Go to my people. Not generally. That's his instruction. And the servant went to the people. And then the first person who came to draw the well and help them and gave them water to drink, immediately the servant said, this is the person. And they chose to be there together. And from the story of Abraham, I said, when Sarah felt, though, my husband is a child, he said, go. There's nothing like, Father, my wife does not, my husband, can I go? No, he used his brain. He said, hey, if it's okay with you, go to my servant. And Abraham, Hagar gave birth to a child for him. And though God met Sarah later, after a year or so, he gave birth to his own child, Isaac and all that. But why I'm sharing this with you is that you need to open your brains now. You need to get your heads thinking. Some of you, in looking for prophecy, you have lost people that you should be with. Some of you, in looking for what God is going to say, you have left. God is the one that gave you the brain that you are using today. Use it. Use the brain is given to you. He didn't give it to you to still be over dependent on him. There are certain places you tell God you carry God along in your decision. That I'm about to take this step. I want you to guide me. I don't want to do the wrong thing. You are the all-knowing. You know the end of things from the beginning. You know the man or the woman that will have a long life, that will not die untimely. You know the man or woman that will give me peace. So as I make my decision, help me to. So those are conditional prayer that you have done. And the God will hear you. Your angels will hear you. But thinking that because they joined you in church, that thing will work. And then you're not thinking that, now that it's not working, is there something? After all, we're joined. No, it is decisions that keep people together. It's decision. You must decide to love. Whether the person is doing well or not, as long as he or she listens or is ready to change. It's a decision. That they join you on one altar, that you wear white gown. So it also tells you that Your marriage does not mean that somebody did traditional marriage or he did court wedding and you went to go and do a very elaborate church wedding. Then your marriage is more blessed than that traditional. Understand? I'm sharing with you forbidden knowledge. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. You are not more blessed than the person who did court wedding. No. You can go to your pastor to bless you. Your pastor can be in your wedding, but that is tradition, church tradition, Islam tradition, Hindu tradition. That is might be how you people run marriage. Does not make it more blessed. What makes your marriage your name more blessed is your decision pattern. Because when pastor goes home, when all the members have gone home, when mommy and daddy is no more there, how do you people solve your daily problems, your minute problem, your per second problem? That decision to stay when things are not working well, that decision to keep going when people are not there, that decision is what will keep the marriage working. Not because you did it under the best hall in Lagos or in London, or you went to the cathedral, that popular cathedral in London to do the wedding. No. People have finished wedding from that cathedral. 2-3 years later, they went to break up. It's not by that. Wisdom is needed here. It says through wisdom the house is built. Through understanding is established, not through prayer. Wisdom. You need to get books. You might need to. You might need to go to places. You might need to associate yourself with the right people. You might need to understand the person you're with. Those are the more important things that you're for better for what thing that you're saying. Whether you call that for devil and you don't understand the nature of a man, you as a woman, how to be respectful, how to listen to your husband. If you don't have those attributes, better for worse cannot keep your marriage. They say that we will live forever. Before my mommy died or before my daddy died, they said that he's a good man. So look at you now. Why are you not changing? My brother, there is a lot that keeps marriage than that. And that's why maybe that's why I'm sent to you to share with you this forbidden knowledge that you need to know that marriages, just like the physical animals and the plants, pick each other by wisdom, based on location, based on decision. That is how we pick our own partners too. And wisdom is needed to move that marriage to the next phase. There's nothing divine in it. Because if you change location today, you will still meet another person. Or sorry, if we rewind time and you were not in the place where you met your partner, you would have still met another person. Okay, are you now saying that in the olden days when the great Africans used to marry 2-3 wives, that they were all marrying wrong purposes? And yet some of those 2-3 wives stayed with them till they died. Some of their marriages was more successful than our own one man, one woman today. Those kings, those baales, those territory lords that had 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. Some of their wives stayed with those men till they finished their life. And you today, 1-to-1, you cannot even manage one. So it tells you that wisdom is needed to build that marriage. So the forbidden wisdom I'm giving to you today, under these 2 topics, I will continue it next Sunday, is on number 1. Earth is not a physical place. Earth is a spiritual place. Go and watch this message again. What did I say about earth being a spiritual place? So if it's being a spiritual place, how do you navigate the earth? Do you navigate it by earthly laws, physical laws, or by spiritual laws? Because I've announced to you under forbidden knowledge that this earth is not physical. It's a spiritual place. And what works on this earth are spiritual knowledge for wisdom. So if you want to excel in business, don't use physical laws to run it. Use spiritual law. If you want to excel in your place of work, use spiritual laws to go ahead of your mate. You can use physical law, but they don't take people far in life. You need to know that the earth is spiritual. And for things to work in this place, and what you see are made of things that don't appear. Don't forget the scripture. It says, by faith we understand that the words were framed by the words of God, such that things which are seen are not made from things that do appear. So things that you see physically are not physical. That's what it's telling you. They have spiritual origin. Things which are seen are not made of things that appear. So your job can appear as a physical job, but it started from the spiritual realm and it extended out to the visible realm. Your children might be physical, but they did not start from there. They came from the spiritual realm and they extended to the physical realm. So go to the source realm and correct things. Go to the source realm and change things how you want things to be. Restructure things. Then on the visible realm, things will be exactly how you want them to be. Number 2, there's nothing God in marriage. Marriage is your decision. We decide who we marry based on where life pushes us. And then destiny is what makes us meet people. Destiny and the writing of God for our life. So what that means is that I would not have met this guy or this lady if it was not written for me. Therefore, what is God expecting me to achieve in the life of this lady? Because things don't happen by chance. Then that means you are using forbidden knowledge to run your marriage. But if you're running it because, oh, my daddy is a pastor, I'm a bishop's daughter, she's a praying wife, she speaks in tongues, or the brother is, you might be deceived by those things. In fact, by history, people who pray more, many of them, they are not good in marriages. But I've seen people who have wisdom, who use wisdom, their marriage is more happier than those who pray the Muslim 5 times prayer, who do all those things, but they don't have the marital knowledge. They don't have street knowledge, sexual knowledge, knowledge about sex to keep your marriage, knowledge about food to keep your marriage, knowledge about character building, character, how to exhibit character, positive character, how to raise kids, to be there for your children, to instill character into them so that they too will transfer it to their own marriage. In such as in, there's a lot that you need to use wisdom to build than putting it in the hands of God that everything. Most people who put their life in the hands of God, they are still waiting today to see God intervene into those things. I see God making things work around for you. I see the truth of this knowledge. I see it growing through you. I still have more things to share with you next week about the forbidden knowledge about money, forbidden knowledge about all the religions of the earth, and lastly, forbidden knowledge about the eternal now, about now. So 3 things we're sharing. Forbidden knowledge about money, that is the knowledge that is not in the public place that is true about money. Forbidden knowledge about religions, things that are not outside but it's true about religion. And the forbidden knowledge about the now of life, the now. People don't know about the now. They talk about future. There is no future anywhere. You will hear much about it next week. So I want you to go back to this video, rewatch it again. Let it bless you. Listen to it again. Let God give you more inspiration about it. Because the knowledge that you know is what will make you free in life. What you don't know, you will always be the servant of that thing. But it's my prayer that you break free from every limitation of darkness in your life, from every limitation of humans for your family. I pray for you today and your family that things will work out well for you. I pray for you that your intentions this week will come to pass. As you set out your goals and your aspirations, things will work out beyond your expectations. People will look at you and be attracted to what you do. Angels of the spiritual realm, they will minister to you and your business and your family every day this week in the name of the Lord Yahushua. I love you so much, but God loves you more. Re-listen to this video, share it with your friends, bookmark it, and it might just be that knowledge you need to change your life forever. I remain Bemi Christopher. God bless you.